Recently, I was asked to contribute a poem to an anthology that was just published in the UK called Surviving Suicide. And this is a poem that I wrote about my own experiences. It is a poem that uses rhyming couplets in a very subtle sort of way. And here in Providence, where the RISD Museum is, it's really a world-class museum for as small as it is. And in there, they have a remarkable Buddha, one of the, I think, the largest Buddha made of wood that exists in the United States. And you'll feel the presence of that Buddha here. And this poem is called The Great Sun, and it has a little epigraph from that artist we all know very well, Vincent van Gogh. And as Van Gogh said, and then I have nature and art and poetry. And if that is not enough, what is enough? The Great Sun. Originally worshipped within movable, paper-thin walls of a Shingon Buddhist temple from Heian period Japan that burned down somehow in ensuing rain squalls, the sculpture made completely of wood had a lifespan more to live, for it survived and was stored on a farm before being bought by a museum behind which I crumpled on the pavement the first time I contemplated self-harm. I had been vilified on the evening news, was in trouble with the law, and my marriage was disintegrating. I hated myself, mainly, and wanted to sink into a soundless void where shame has no voice. The hurt could not be located in my body nor my mind. Instead, all I wanted to avoid grew into a forest of strangler figs filled with whispers. Everywhere I turned, gnarled branches gripped the sky in fists. I wanted to vanish. Luckily, there are two figures in this tableau. There's someone whose love can indemnify infamy, who will hold me curled like a comma in the womb of a novel bound to be pulped. She took me into triage in the emergency room, else I could have been entombed by a wish to die. Was the week I spent in treatment a mirage, or was it the blind life I thought I was living in plain sight? Locked in the chamber of a Tudor Gothic hospital, I prayed and wept, slept and delayed contacting my family. Fight or flight, and I had chosen the latter. Depressed, upbraided, scared, and on meds, I did not know where to turn. Then suddenly, I remembered the Buddha, Dainishi Norya, the great sun, the generative force that can either burn or nourish. The wood of the sculpture glows warm. Its eye penetrates yours until the obsessive needs of self-narration stops. I stopped. I needed to stop. I needed to eat green jello, color, and sit in a circle without judgment or expectation with people who normally I would not even have said hello to. Who cares if I were a professor? All titles and names dropped away, and I remembered what it meant to breathe freely again. Listen, there's always hope. Ignore those claims otherwise. If you dig deep enough, there's love underneath trauma, and a Buddha view from which being just a grain of sand in a mandala, whether yellow ochre, red sandstone, or crushed gypsum, the winds can sweep away mortal pain and scatter fear in the cosmic vastness of all that's unknown.